Hello, everyone. Tonight, I want to share with you some very important updates about what the Lord has revealed. And it was really amazing to see how the sign that He has revealed for this time indicates so much about the fulfillment of prophecy and also in relation to things in the world. Lately, we have published an article called The Faithful and True Witness on our website, whitecloudfarm.org. And in that article, we shared the important aspect of the happenings in the sign at the moment. As I have shared before, the comets are tracing their paths, and this comet in particular, Comet K2, is at this area and is about to enter the constellation of Orion. Now, Orion is a constellation that is very important prophetically. We have shared a lot of information about that on our website, and it represents Jesus in a powerful way. It represents his sacrifice, and also it shows his new name that is prophesied in Revelation 3:12 and also Revelation 19, the name that shows him as coming as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So as this comet approaches this area and going to enter into Orion, the Lord has revealed many applications prophetically that we shared in the article that I mentioned before. And in particular, I wanted to share with you the these dates right here because we have been talking to you about the seventh trumpet that has been delineated with the path of the comet and important dates related to it. In this article, we share the understanding of the area at the bottom and the bell of the trumpet and relation to the prophecy of the seventh trumpet for Revelation 11 and also Revelation 10 that talks about the mystery that is to be finished at the time of the sounding of the trumpet. So this article in particular talks about this. But the amazing thing is that God, when He reveals things, He makes it very clear to everyone and He draws the attention to the people to look up. Because as we were studying the subject and writing about it, we recognized that there is a very important celestial event that is to happen. And guess what date? December 12th. And this is exactly the date that we have studied and recognized that is highlighted by the path of the comet as the beginning and the intermission time between this period of time, 168 days. And in this article, we explain the meaning of this length of time and the beginning of the next 168 before the end of the sign and on May 28th. And May 28th is the time when Comet K2 reaches this area, which is the last part of the Omega initial of the Lord. And on the other side, May 28th is the time when E3, the other comet, reaches this line of the horologium constellation, the pendulum clock. So strikes it, and we have shared how this symbolizes Jesus, as Revelation 19 describes him as coming as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, with a sword coming out of his mouth. And on the other side, we have Orion, also depicting Jesus. Those are the two witnesses of Christ. And so this occultation that is going to happen about an asteroid will cover the star Betelgeuse. Now, Betelgeuse is not a very unusual star. It's a star that is at this area of Orion and is a red giant, and it represents the right hand of Jesus and the constellation of Orion. And exactly on that day, December 12th, the asteroid will cover this star And this asteroid has been coming from this area, the constellation of Taurus that we have recognized as the altar. And exactly on that day, it will be right here at Betelgeuse. And in the article that I mentioned, we shared information about what the application of this occultation is in regards to prophecy, and very important details in regards to what it signifies. You know, there are other people also that are sharing important things about this month that has begun, like this particular prophecy we became aware of today. And she talks about December being a time for fulfillment of things like the fall of Babylon and different things like that. So we see that other people are recognizing the time, and we want to share with you about this fulfillment. So as things continue to happen in the world, you are aware that the Lord is beforehand showing what is to come, because in the Bible says that Jesus, the God, reveals what is to happen, so that when it happens, you may believe. And he wants everyone to believe his sign. You know, Jesus prophesied it, and he said that it would appear, and so when it appears, he desires that everybody recognizes it. So he's given a lot of information and explanations and understanding, so that everyone understands and knows that he is coming. And in this article, I really recommend that you read it, because you will recognize Jesus in many ways, and especially as is described in Revelation 19, as I mentioned, because in that chapter talks about how he's coming as King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and fighting a battle. And the enemy is also gathering its forces. And the article we talk about the importance of this meeting that is happening in the COP28 meeting, and what it means prophetically, and why this is happening now, and who the players are, and all that. We have shared a lot of information about that in our website. So I encourage you to come and to read the article. And we also have a sermon, a study that we shared that talks about the topic, and also in a more personal level, because you know, when the Lord shares a message, he shares a message to show how prophecy is fulfilling, but he also wants us to be closer to him in a personal way, so we can always see a personal application. So we invite you to come and to see and to prove for yourself what the Lord is revealing, and to be prepared, most important of all, to be prepared. And what does it mean to be prepared? To just walk with the Lord as he shares the understanding, and as he gives the hope and encouragement for the time that we are living in, and that it will become worse and worse. And as things happen and there's a lot of uncertainty, we can have the assurance of his presence in our midst and his guidance at this time. So I will put the links of the different articles and video studies in the description, and we encourage you to share with more people, because when we learn something from the Lord, he wants us to share with others and not to hide the light under a bushel. So let the light shine brightly, and remember that Jesus is coming, and his protection is with us. So be blessed.